Okay, hi everybody, and welcome back to our remote writing workshop. We've spoken a lot in the past couple weeks about the actual process of writing, but that's actually only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to publishing a book. Marketing and author platforms play a huge role in the publishing process, so we'll talk a little bit more about that today. So today specifically, we're going to talk about building your author platform. So, Erin, what is an author platform?
A platform, the formal definition, a platform is an ability to sell books because of who you are or who you can reach. And a platform mainly applies to nonfiction authors, and it's really just how an author connects to his or her audience through media. Now, platform really first became a buzzword in the 90s. And I remember when I was living in New York and first began working in publishing in New York City in the late 90s, because that's how old I am. And platform was really everything then. We would be in meetings and we'd get a submissions and everyone would say, does he have a platform? Does she have a platform? What's a platform? Is there a platform strong enough? And that was all we would talk about. And so it was a really big deal starting then, and it still is. And even before social media was a thing, but especially now, publishers and agents didn't want to take a risk on the average Joe just sitting around who wanted to write nonfiction. They were really seeking writers with a professional network that was already established or some sort of public presence, because that is really what that means, is that authors already have a built-in readership, which is a huge plus.
Awesome. Okay, so question number 2, why is an author platform important, especially for nonfiction authors?
Well, a platform establishes your credentials, your authority. It shows that an author is visible to their target audience as an expert, a thought leader, professional. But as I said, it shows you're going to be able to sell books. You have that built-in audience. There are people who will trust you enough or like you enough to buy your book. They're going to want to read what you have to say. So a platform gives you visibility for your target audience and allows you to build your name as an author and as an expert before your book is published. So you have that built-in audience of readers, as I said, when your book is published. You have credibility, and you also want to be visible to the most appropriate audience as well. So remember that when you're talking about platform. So if you have a huge visibility or authority and a proven reach to the wrong target audience, it's not going to help you. So if you have a huge visibility to, say, reality TV fans, but you're writing a leadership book that's aimed at CEOs, your media platform is not going to help you that much.
Got it. Yeah, super important to remember. Okay, do you really need an author platform? Why or why not?
Well, it depends. If you're writing fiction, not really, so you're in luck. You can usually sell your book on the quality of the writing. The same usually holds true for narrative nonfiction and memoirs. Although for those, a background writing articles for magazines, newspapers, online sites, or a successful blog can only help you. And a lot really just depends on your talent as a good writer. So take a deep breath if you're doing fiction, narrative nonfiction, memoirs. But for nonfiction, a platform really can help you. It can come into play, especially if you're looking to publish with one of the top 5 big publishers. However, the good news is that in this day and age, the big 5 publishing houses are not the only options by a long shot, nor are they the ideal options by any stretch of the imagination. A lot has changed since I first started working in New York. Right now you have smaller presses, medium presses, self-publishing, you have hybrid publishers like Greenleaf, and these are all incredible options for authors. And so traditional publishing is not what it used to be. So you still want to work on building a platform if you go one of those routes, but it's not as imperative as it used to be, as it was if you were seeking out a traditional publisher. You're not just going to be completely shut down if you don't have a platform at the start gate, especially as a first-time author.
Right. I think it is important to note, even for fiction authors, I mean, it can't hurt to start building up your author platform, even as a fiction author, you know, starting social media, blogging about the content of your book. If you're, you know, a fantasy writer or something of the sort, you know, really starting to establish yourself online and really start to get your writing out there, connect with people who are in similar spaces, join Facebook groups, like that, all of that does is help you. And so starting to do that every step of the way. And we like to say here at Greenleaf, the best time to start building up your author platform is before the manuscript is even written. So make sure you're, doing your research. We have a ton of content on the site about this, but even as fiction authors, I mean, establishing a presence is only going to help you.
Right, exactly. And I think that that's the difference nowadays, because you can establish a presence versus coming into it as, I think it used to be, you almost had to be a celebrity or be an expert in your field and really have this, huge contact list and all of these people, all of these things already established. And nowadays you can really build up your presence, as you were talking about, even as a fiction author. And it is a very good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so how can you establish a strong author platform?
Well, you touched on this. You want to get started, as you said, as soon as possible building this platform. And as you said, again, even as a fiction author, you want to think about it before or as you're writing. Most platform building is established throughout the course of your career, especially for nonfiction if you're an expert in your field. And it requires consistent, ongoing effort. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's more of a slow build. But that said, you can start now and start that slow build. And that's what you want to do. Some examples of platform building: you can publish or distribute your work in outlets that your target audience reads. For example, you can write articles. You can pitch yourself and be a guest speaker on a radio show, podcast, anything that's going to showcase you as an expert to your target audience. You can blog, you can write an email newsletter. You can base this off of your own website and start there. You can do a podcast, a YouTube channel, anything that increases your visibility and gathers quality followers, a community of people who are interested in what you have to say. And again, this can be a long-term process. So you really want to start now, really start thinking about it. You can also speak at, attend events where you're going to meet new people, extend your network of contacts. You want to find meaningful ways to engage with your target audience. That can, again, be through events, online marketing, promotion. You can also partner with some peers in your industry or some influencers so that you can tackle a new project. Anything really to extend your visibility. But you can get creative too. There's really no right answer or set way to go about it. And in fact, if you get creative, you're probably going to have a better outcome. Think of different ways to establish yourself as an expert and someone that people trust, follow, want to know about, and ultimately want to read your stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, great advice. Okay, as a first-time author, should I freak out if I don't have a platform? Does that mean I won't get published?
You should definitely freak out. Don't freak out. Especially if you're writing fiction. Again, you don't have to have that huge established platform just starting out. That is more helpful when you're writing nonfiction in terms of being shown as an expert. Mm-hmm. But if you're writing nonfiction, you'll want to try your best to establish credibility, visibility, and to organically grow your platform. Again, usually a long-term effort, which is why we're discussing this now, hopefully in the beginning of the writing process for you. And again, there's no one way to build a platform. It all depends on your message, your work, your audience. But no, don't rely on your publisher at the end to build a platform for you. They can help, but this is really, it's something that you can do well. You know your work, you know your expertise, you know who you can reach in your community, you know your target audience best. So this is something you can really get creative about and something you should begin to grow, again, early in the process.
Absolutely. And then this is also something that you should own. I mean, building your platform as an author and even building your platform as an expert in your field, it's only going to help you. And so this isn't only specifically to publishing a book. Of course, that all plays into the aspects of publishing, and it certainly helps. But building your author platform and building up your status as a thought leader, your status as an expert, is only going to help you career-wise. It's going to connect you with people. It's going to help you network. It has just so many benefits. So getting started now is definitely the best time. Just the earlier you start, the better, for sure.
Exactly. It's all related.
Mhm.
All related. All comes back around.
Absolutely. Okay, Erin, excellent advice. So what is our assignment for the week?
Well, it's hopefully will be an easy one. It's brainstorm a list of ways that you can increase your visibility as an author. So how can you get your name out there and reach your target audience? Do you want to start blogging? Do you want to come up with a list of articles that you could possibly submit for publication that will reach your audience? Think outside the box, get creative, maybe do something different, come up with a list of sites, even approach them with some article ideas or things you could write for them. You know, so many people are looking for content. You have absolutely nothing to lose if you approach a site and say, hey, can I write something for you? So just think of some ways of how you can increase your visibility and brainstorm. We talked about brainstorming a couple weeks ago, so you can do it.
Absolutely. And I would also be sure to check out greenleafbookgroup.com. We have a whole archive of content that is so helpful. We have blogs, we have podcasts, we have videos, all speaking about book creation, book marketing, book distribution, expert branding, and platform building. And they are all written by the experts here at Greenleaf. So Erin and Sam, our expert brand strategists, and all of our other employees who are just so well immersed in this topic and they know what they're talking about. They are writing these articles, they're recording these podcasts, and they're all up on our learning center. So make sure to go check those out. And they are just super helpful in the whole aspect of the publishing process. So make sure you're checking those out. And also make sure you're letting us know how you guys are liking these videos, what you'd like to see more of, how you're liking the creative exercises. And we will see you guys next time. All right. Until next week.
Thank you.
Bye.